have wanted to make this video for a while. One of the reasons that I didn't want to post about it is because of like the stigma associated with, you know, dealing with mental health issues and then being on medicine. Really scared that like putting it out there made it even more real, like especially to other people, you know. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that I was just like afraid because I've always put up this facade that I was okay, and I'm just like now coming out of my shell and talking about some of the things that I've experienced in my trauma, and I'm working through these things in therapy and figuring out how much of it I want to actually share online. And so I ultimately decided that I am going to share this like experience and journey because I think it will help other people. I remember when I got prescribed the medication that I'm on, I was looking for videos about the medicine. I mean, I found some, but I didn't find as much out there. And you know, a lot of people that follow me across my platforms. And so if I can help anybody by destigmatizing mental health issues and taking medication for your mental health, I thought it would be like worth a shot. If you're out there and you're considering getting on medicine or you are already on medicine, just know that you are not alone. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I could deal with any criticism that I would potentially have to deal with posting a video like this, and I feel as ready as I think I'll ever be. I am on bupropion XL, which just means like extended release, so it means that it helps me for 24 hours a day. Bupropion is not an SSRI, so it's its own type of antidepressant. Let's talk about why I decided to get on antidepressants before we talk about like the medicine. I have been struggling with depression and like very severe depression since I was like 12 years old, like 11 or 12 years old. I had a very difficult childhood, and this is probably like really surprising to people if you know me in person or even if you know me online, because I have not like really talked about it. I have learned to hide a lot of things. Appearances are important, so things for me at home were horrible, things for me at school were horrible, and I was extremely depressed. I was the girl who was getting like straight A's or like a 3.6 or some shit like that, and I was involved in dance. Like I outwardly looked like things were fine, and inside I was constantly having good thoughts. And I grew up in an environment that was really big on putting on like appearances, and part of this has been that I've been high functioning. I went through this in like a very like public way. Like a lot of people were around me, they just weren't aware of what was going on. I also grew up in an environment that was not pro therapy. You know, I'm Black. I didn't grow up in an environment that was really big on talking about mental health. I remember telling my mom that I was going to therapy just like test the waters, and she freaked out on me. I'm not gonna speak for every Black family, but I specifically grew up in an environment where you don't tell the people like what's going on for real, what's happening in the home for real. It's a very new concept. And so I was like getting help for things, but I was still in a toxic environment. I still had just like this massive amount of trauma for one little girl. I went through college, had a lot of traumatic experiences. My childhood ones are a lot easier for me to like share and talk about. My college ones are things that I don't know if I'll ever be ready to share. If I ever share them, it'll probably be in a book. They were extremely traumatic. I tried to go to a therapist at my university. That was absolutely no help. And so I graduated from college, I moved out of Louisiana, and then I came to Chicago and I started therapy in Chicago, which I think was a good thing for me. Y'all already seen on my channel, I quit therapy because I didn't have the right therapist. I met my girlfriend, which was great, and she pushed me to start therapy again because I was really honest and open with her about like all of my experiences, and she took me for all that I am. I'm forever grateful for her. That's when I started to work through a lot more of my issues. And there's this whole instance that happened with me trying to get a psychiatrist at my university, which I just got to get my degree in hand and then I'll make a video on that. And insert now, I got a psychiatrist, and she started me on bupropion. And that call, like, I'm gonna be okay, I didn't know what it was like to go to a psychiatrist. She was just absolutely like completely shocked that I was never on medicine. Like, she just kept being like, they never put you on anything, and they never put you on anything. Like, she couldn't understand how so many people in my life were negligent. And I too, like, now am shocked that so many people in my life were negligent. Like there were a lot of people that just didn't know. There were a good portion of people that like did know, that should have intervened and should have been worried, simply weren't. So I started taking my bupropion. I immediately felt differently. Like, it's supposed to take some time to kick in. The next day I felt different. I feel like for like the first week or two could genuinely like not feel like sadness. All of my emotions were muted, and for some people that's like very scary. For me it was like the relief of a lifetime, as to feel so many emotions is so difficult. Such deep crippling sadness was also difficult. Felt like it gave me relief that made everything less debilitating for me. So it gave me enough like of a stabilized mood, I guess, for me to be able to do other things that would make life easier and better for me and my mental health better. I've been on medicine for 2 months now. Yesterday will have made 2 months, and it was a really good decision. I went through some really difficult things a couple of weeks after I started my medicine, and I plummeted, and I did start to feel like my sadness more. So this is one of the hardest realizations that I had from taking medicine. Medicine is not the answer to your problems. I knew medicine wasn't the answer to my problems. I knew medicine was an aid. I just thought medicine meant that it would like erase the depression over time. That's not really what it's like. It calms down your emotions. It may even like stop some of your emotions depending on your dosage and how it works with your body chemistry. It doesn't magically make everything better, but it does make things easier for you. It makes things more, it makes it more like that you're able to do things for yourself because of how debilitating depression can be. Even though I'm high functioning and I can still get work done, I'm not actually functioning as well as people think that I'm functioning. I still get work done, yeah. But is it hard for me to get up in the morning and brush my teeth sometimes? Yeah. I end up doing it, yeah. Most of the time, yeah. But how long did I sit there in that bed? Maybe 3 or 4 hours. The hardest thing for me to learn was that the medicine would calm down like my emotions like sadness, and it would calm down like depressive like states, but there were other emotions that I would have to like start to learn how to deal with, which is like despair and hopelessness and anxiety, and I had to learn how like my body reacted to different things on the medicine. And I also realized that just taking the medicine itself, it just doesn't work like that. It doesn't take away everything. It doesn't take away everything, you know? Meant that I still had to figure out a routine, a morning routine that worked for me. I had to figure out how to start getting enough exercise and how to eat better and how to drink more water and how to do things that make me feel really good, like meditating or yoga or reading, all of these things. And that it's not the medicine alone, it's a medicine in addition to these things that will get me out of my depressive state and that will put me at the most optimal health possible. And that is a hard pill to swallow. Once you swallow that pill, things are a little bit easier from then. About like discipline and learning and restructuring the way that you think about things. Things are a lot more under control now for me, and it's really just about keeping up these like habits. And so I'll definitely make, you know, some videos about my morning routine and like, things that you can do to create a morning routine that works for you, and like how I try to stay consistent. I'm still struggling to stay consistent. I've been a lot more consistent lately, but yeah, that's where things are. And yeah, I hope you learn more about me and maybe more about yourself in this video. Leave any comments below. Just make sure that they are respectful. If not, they will get deleted and you will get blocked. I have no problem blocking people. But yeah, if you have any questions or you just want to leave any comments below, like adding your thoughts to this conversation, leave them, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye babes.